Good afternoon. This is one of my clips that I'm going to be posting on my website concerning, let's see, how could I put a topic on it? Equal justice under the law, 14th Amendment, or justice reform, or whatever. But let me tell y'all a story. As a child, I turned 16. I'm an average kid in an urban community in Buffalo, New York, where I was a product of my environment. We did all half the stuff I can't even tell you, but I've been arrested, and my mom and them had to get lawyers and this and that, and I've been through it a lot. I was a kid growing up in the ghetto, as we say. But my mom and I paid for some high-priced lawyers that I know today. I didn't know that back then. I had no idea. And as I can remember, the outcomes was always if he plead this or if he do this, it won't be on his record and it won't show up when you're a adult. I remember that always in some type of plea agreement that I had. I may have got probation or a slap on the wrist or whatever. But my last charge, which was a strong arm robbery charge, I don't know, we wasn't. When we fight, we take people. That's how it works in the hood. So I had a strong arm robbery charge. The lawyer I had, I think it was, Herbert Greenman. I think it was him. But they came up with some deal that the United States Army had where if I was to enlist in the Army, I won't go to jail. It's like a jail. And my records will be wiped clean. I took that. And as everybody knows, I don't know, the Army probably saved my life. So I wind up, going in the Army. Which first I thought I was going to be slick and go to the National Guard because they'd be back. But once I got back here to the National Guard, did my basic training, AIT, came back and was going to the National Guard. There was races. And I didn't like that. And then as far as what I was running from, way of life, I was back in there. Except for these folks that taught me how to play with guns. So anyway, I came home, from the Army. I did what, tried to work a job and be this American citizen. I came home in 87. I suppose I came home with a clean slate, like far as police, anything like that. My record's supposed to be sealed, whatever they say. They said they use the term sealed, where no one will see it or look at it or whatever. I should have known back then where I tried to go to Canada, and they stopped me and wouldn't allow me to go over there because of my record. And they said I had a warrant. Let's see, I've gone from Buffalo 78, and I guess I had a warrant all the way up to 87. I didn't know what it was, but once I went to court, they just dismissed it because it was old and whatever. And I didn't really dig in and do it. So, in other words, I had records done. But since all this, my juvenile record, I don't have no record as far as where I should. There's a larceny charge, which between me and a young lady I went, she got me. That's why I mess with it. Don't kind of focus no more either. Every time I mess it out of my relation, out of my culture, I get screwed. But the issue of this matter is this. A lot of people today, I hear it so much. If I take the plea, it won't be on my record. I do this, and I'm good. But that's a lie. And we fall for that. So coming through Ohio when I was arrested, no, I wasn't arrested in Ohio. So let's get this straight because people think I was arrested. I was stopped at a traffic going through Ohio from Georgia to Buffalo. Now be happy, my past, I done made minutes to my past. I've been youth minister, I've been doing this. I was a successful businessman. I had 5 locations. I was taking care of my family. That's what I was doing. That's what I thought. So I was going through Ohio, one of the many trips that I was going to take care of my mom. And at this trip, I was going to a funeral of a friend. May his soul rest in peace, a good brother, Jew. So on the way to Buffalo, I was stopped in Ohio, Ashland, Ohio. The reason that I was stopped because he said I was going 80. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't go that fast, really. But hey, when the officer came to the car, he came to my driver's side. I had my book bag sitting down on the floor. It was open. I put it on the floor because Saguchi kept jumping up here. And inside of my book bag, I had a jar of weed. I think the weed jar. Actually, the book bag is back here. You see, I carry this all the time. But it is in the front because it's a Gucci. You hear it now. So when I put it down on the floor, it was open. So when the cop, I rolled the window down, he flashed his light. He flashed it down in the bag. I didn't know Ohio, weed laws or anything or whatever. As soon as he flashed that thing in the bag, he rushed around to my door to get me out the car. He got me out the car, and when he opened my car door, he seen my revolver, not a revolver, my firearm in the door. So he put me in the police car. No, he told me to get the dog. I got Saguchi, put me and Saguchi in the police car. He then went back and searched my car, got the firearm. Another car pulled up. They searched the whole car and he get the little weed. Before he got the weed, he asked me, is there any more weed in it? In here? I said, no, just what's in that bag. They searched the car. They find the weed. They find my pistol. They look in the back of the pickup truck, and I had what did I have? I had about 5 firearms because I was on my way to Indiana because my daughter had just moved to Indiana, and she was saying, Dad, everybody got guns down there. So I always kept a firearm for them. I named one here. So for a wedding present, I said, I'm going to take them all a firearm, and we're going to go to the range. But when my friend died and all that, I had to make that funeral because this man stood next to me when I buried my son, so I had to. And he was from a whole different neighborhood growing up. What they may say ops today, but we don't use that term. But he was on the other side of the neighborhood there, in Buffalo. So I gave him much respect. I had to go to Buffalo for his funeral. That's the only reason I went to Buffalo, for his funeral and leave. But in that process, I was stopped in Ohio. But what happened in Ohio, they took the firearm that was in the door, they took it. The ones that was in the back, they told me to go to the next rest stop and to take all the clips and ammunition out of that bag and put it somewhere else. Okay, I did that. I asked them, well, what's up with my 10? This is 10 millimeter. They said we're gonna see what the prosecutors say. Okay. I'm thinking, all right, everybody we say, they got to see if there's any bodies on the gun, whatever, blase, blase. This is my firearm. I'm a veteran. I got it under the Veteran Blue Light Program, if anybody know about that. So I'm good. I ain't worried about none of that kind of stuff. So they took it. I proceeded to go to the next place to separate the other firearms. So let's fast forward. 2 months later, my daughter went to Kroger's to buy something to eat, and they was pulled over. And they said, Dad, when she got home, they said, there's a warrant out for me. I'm saying, warrant out for me what? In Ohio. I'm like, a warrant? Well, I got a warrant. I went to court. That was over. I went to court for the weed. Between us, I went to court back to Ohio for the weed, and I paid the fine. They didn't charge me for the weed. They charged me for paraphernalia, which was the little scale that my daughter bought me for Christmas. It could light up or do some crazy stuff. And then I had a scale I used for cookies that had my mom picture on it. And this is a scale. They charged me for that being paraphernalia. I paid like $300. But my daughter said, Dad, they said you got a warrant. I'm like, I ain't got no warrant in Ohio. My shit Philly. So that morning, I called Ohio and said, yo, what's this, blase, blase? So the people I talked to, that, we don't have no warrant, whatever. I don't see none. They didn't see none. I called that court that I guess it's two different systems until they didn't see nothing. It's okay. She said, gave me a number to call this place. So I called that place, and I asked them, do I got a warrant on me? My name blase blase. And they said, yes, you need to come in. I said, well, what is for? They wouldn't tell me. I'm like, well, why I got a warrant there? So now, let me shoot the buffalo. Let me shoot the pack up, go there, and see what's going on. But what I had to do, since I'm going to Buffalo, I had to bring some parts because I had, I was doing the bikes. So I went out from Henry County, Georgia, get down to DeKalb to get some parts. In DeKalb County, I was at an intersection, and I swear to God, you would have thought I was a fugitive for whatever one of them shows, but they came at me so fucking hard. Scared the living shit out of me. You know, what they do, felony stops around your car, and I'm like, what the fuck is, why y'all doing, what? And the lady officer, she's very polite. They got me out the car and put me in the handcuffs and put me in their car. She said, and she told me, she said, I got a warrant out of Ohio that I am considered to be armed and dangerous. I said, huh? I said, no, that's a you. I said, you lying. She put up on the computer she had on the thing, and she showed me suspect armed and dangerous with my motherfucking picture. And I'm wondering, what the fuck? Now, I stood in DeKalb County jail before Ohio came and got me for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So in the process of 2 weeks, it was the worst period of my life. I've never been in a situation like this, nasty and dirty. Oh my God, it's not no human. I felt violated major to been put in there. Only food they ate was a bag of lunches, though. It was bullshit. I was humiliated, period. To see, they caught me and they changed me and put me in another little cell where other people was at, I guess. This was a cell where people was getting out. They was going. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm going. But then I seen 2 white deputies that had no tan. I said, they from Ohio. Yep. Ohio drove to Georgia to come get me, to bring me back to Ohio to face this warrant that was issued on me. So I'm at 15 minutes right now. Part 2 coming up. So bear with me. $716 million worth of game, $1 million worth of game, 716. Hit that hashtag, share. Because right now, this is how it happened. And I lost my house. I lost my business. Sometimes you know, everybody don't manage like you manage. Do with it. I don't know. I'm not even going to blame nobody no more. But I blame the system because of the fact that I'm a disabled veteran and I'm disabled in my process of defending the rights and the Constitution of the United States. And one of the basic rights of the Constitution of the United States is the right to bear arms. I studied that to the extent and I swore oath to protect that, but I was violated in my rights. And I do believe it has something to do with the color of my skin. In part 2 of this, you'll see why I believe that. If you got this far, thanks for watching. Share, hashtag, star, diamond, roses, I don't know, something. Just let me know you're praying with me.